Let's say you were in a superhero movie. You probably think you'd be the hero. Wrong, you wouldn't. Not because you don't have the courage, it's because superhero movies don't run on common sense. They run on rules. Illogical rules. Rules that make every hero traumatized, every villain an aura farmer, and every decision 10 times harder than they need to be. And today, we're exposing every single one. This is the 10 stupid rules of every superhero movie. Make sure you stay until the end and tell me honestly, could you actually be a superhero?
Do you and your planet accept my terms?
This is where our hero and villain are created, and where our first rule always delivers. Rule 1, the hero must have a tough upbringing. Whether it's dead parents, being bullied at school, or growing up as the outsider, one thing is certain. You cannot become a superhero if your early life was too easy. Nobody wants to watch a superhero origin story where the hero has a 4.9 Uber rating. There's no way you'd root for Spider-Man if he was a bully freshman. Wait a second. So naturally, our troubled hero accidentally obtains their powers and immediately goes through the classic learning montage. Sadly, you can't download this like the Matrix. Then comes the existential crisis. Do they reject the burden and keep pretending they're normal? Or do they finally accept that their neighborhood needs them? Eventually, they choose to fight crime. Which is great, because on the other side of town, trouble is brewing. Rule 2, the villain must have parent issues. While our hero is learning how to jump across rooftops, the villain is in his origin arc too. And bingo, you got it. His villain origin story stems from parental neglect.
Why did you say that name?
I get that they want to prove a point to an avoidant parent, but you don't have to flatten Manhattan for that. Just see a therapist. Hell, we're all here listening.
I mean, what do you do when you get depressed?
I get twatted with Ratty and the Nonce.
But they don't have time for that. They only have time to tell you about one thing. Rule 3, the villain thinks they're the good guy. Every evil villain must have a plan that they believe is built on the foundation of the greater good. They never just say, I'm shit at painting, please love me. Ignore that, lunatic. But a movie villain will start making valid points. The system is broken. Humanity is destroying itself. And you're sitting there like, you know what? He's cooking. Then 5 minutes later they go, so anyway, I'm gonna erase half the universe.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
I really need to see Thanos hit that shit in a theater for TED Talks. So now, the hero has to stop them. Not because they were completely wrong, but because somewhere between society needs change and let's vaporize Wakanda, they lost the plot. Which means our hero is going to need more than plot armor. They're gonna need a suit.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
This is where we start gaining speed. Rule 4, suit must appear from nowhere. Yeah, that's right. Once you obtain a suit, it magically must fit under your outfit or in a bag that in half the scenes, you're not even carrying. But to even have a suit, you need to make one. This is a rule where we would all fail. Who the hell knows anyone who can make a supersuit? Damn, if I was a superhero, I'd need 2 weeks notice so my grandma could knit me a sweater. But now we've made our magical plot armor, carbon fiber, motion sensor, AI-driven suit out of our bedroom, it's time to ask the important question. Or in this case, not ask it at all. Rule 5, never ask other heroes for help. The hero can live in a universe with gods, wizards, billionaires, mutants, aliens, time travelers, John Cena. But when the world is ending, they handle it alone. Apparently, calling for backup is icky in 2026. You'll have a villain opening a portal above the city, and the hero is just standing there like, don't worry, I've got this. No, you don't. Brother, you are 17. Your suit was made yesterday, and there are more baddies here than a Victoria's Secret show. Get the group chat involved. Even if only Drax replies, at least we'll have fun. But they won't. Because if heroes actually asked for help, the movie would be 18 minutes long. Which means instead, our hero is going to try and carry the whole franchise on their back. But don't worry, more back pain is coming, because the hero at the same time is carrying a relationship. Rule 6, the love interest is always on the fence. Because if trying to fight crime wasn't enough, we all need a partner to make our life infinitely harder. I feel for Spider-Man. Tom had to forget his girlfriend, Andrew watched his fall to her death, Toby had to deal with this lunatic, which to be fair, is a valid concern. Imagine dating someone who goes for your best friend, aka the Green Goblin's son. Yuck! Our friendly neighborhood hero cannot have a normal relationship. If anything, they need to belittle his struggle all film, get kidnapped, get saved, and then tell him they can't do this anymore. Superheroes seem to be dating reality TV stars.
I believe there's a hero in all of us.
This is where plot armor becomes meta. Luckily, when the hero is at their lowest, there's always one wise mentor there to guide them. Because Rule 7 is where the mentor dies. Now that the mentor has taught the hero about 4% of what they know, it's time for them to get sent to the Shadow Realm. But before their inevitable, pointless, and totally avoidable death, the mentor has one job: to teach the hero one lesson. One sentence that will definitely be repeated later in slow motion. You're ready now. Geez, thanks. That's really gonna help me take down the Sinister Six. In fact, why don't we get Dr. Strange in here so he can reverse time so I can hear that pointless bit of advice one more time. I'm not ready to get 14,000 volts through me from Electro. I'm not ready to answer a riddle. Actually, our mentor hasn't set us up to have this final battle. Great, well, someone has to pay for it. Which brings us into Rule 8. New York must be destroyed. The hero could be fighting aliens in space, gods in another dimension, or Amber Heard, but somehow, some way, New York is getting its ass kicked again. Half the time, the movie isn't even set in New York, but our logical movie director will find a way to pummel Central Park. Buildings are collapsing, cars are flying, and the hero still lands in the middle of the street like, don't worry, I saved the city. Saved it? Brother, the city looks like it just went through a custody battle between Godzilla and King Kong. At this point, the real villain is not the guy with the laser beam. It's the insurance company reading the claim form. And you know the hero isn't paying for any of it. And the villain's not done. The only place left to fight is somehow even worse. Rule 9. The final fight must take place in the sky. Because apparently, once a superhero movie reaches the final act, gravity becomes optional. It's very nice of them to fight here. It's probably so they don't destroy the city. If only they decided this before turning New York into Chernobyl. But here we go, one final battle. Villain is gonna start kicking the hero's ass. Girlfriend is screaming. Villain starts laughing, asking for any final words. Hero remembers his mentor's words. Get good, scrub! And turns into Prime MJ.
That's all I needed.
Hero starts throwing crazy windmills. Left, right, good night. Wow, justice is served. They put the villain with super strength in small metal handcuffs, and the hero will sit on a ledge of a building and give a closing monologue. They differ from film to film, but they will usually say something like, I didn't choose this path chose me. We cut to black and we get our final rule. Rule 10. The end credits give you homework. Because in superhero movies, the film is never actually over. You think you've made it, and then suddenly, a glowing portal opens. Venom is sat drinking at a bar. What? And now what was supposed to be a relaxing movie night has turned into university. You don't just watch one superhero film anymore. No, you need to understand 7 films, 3 Disney Plus shows, 2 multiverse timelines, a canceled spin-off, and 1 actor's real-life shenanigans. And the worst part is, everyone online acts like this is normal. You ask one question like, wait, who's that guy? And some dude in the comments is like, well, actually, they're from episode 6, season 2, blah blah blah. Brother, I came here for a happy ending. Wait, not that one. And they're the 10 stupid rules of superhero movies. Why not check out other videos and leave us a comment on what rules you want to see next?